Welcome back to War Thunder and welcome aboard the P-47M. And I think this is a fantastic aircraft. The P-47M-1-RE is a American battle rating 5.3 rank 4 aircraft. It's designated as an interceptor, fighter and strike fighter. It has the interceptor spawn, it has a decent climb rate, it has fantastic energy retention, and yeah, it has 850 cals with a lot of ammunition. 3,400 rounds in total divided by 8 guns. Well, at the end of the day, the rate of fire and all that means that you still need to aim and make your shots count. First customer of the day, ER2M, not making it difficult, and I set him on fire, turning around to go again head on with a B-25J, but he reacts too slowly, doesn't really hit me, and I set another fire. LA7, a little bit of evasive maneuvers to throw off his aim. He hits me, but I saw off his wing. Again, head on with a Yak 9. How is this going to end? Well, he makes a little bit of wrong maneuvering. I get a good burst into him, but nothing serious. The B-25 goes down and I go upwards and make practically a loop. Again, using here the fantastic energy retention of the P-47 class. And yeah, then I set the Yak 9U on fire. He makes a terrible mistake. And yeah, I guess that's the battle for him. And this is my next kill, my third kill. There is the 2. He obviously dropped his bombs. Now he wants to run away. I'm having none of this. Let's rip. Let's rip. Come on, come on. Yeah, this is where we have a little bit of control issues. At around about 650, I got a few good hits into him. And I also received a few hits at the moment, but those were all not from machine guns or high caliber machine guns. Fourth kill right there, multi-strike times 4. Yes, I'm talking here about the 50 cal buff. I'm talking here about a reckless gameplay. I'm talking here about not staying and not keeping the altitude, not conserving ammunition. I'm just going in. And this battle that initially took like 5 minutes from start to finish for me, well, it ends with this. As tanky as the P-47 is, it can't handle a full ram by a dead Stalinwood plane. But this is an ace in 3 minutes for you. The normal battle itself took like 5 minutes. That is reckless head-on gameplay and should have been punished by death. Not the first 2 encounters, but definitely the third. I rolled the dice hard and I won. But how it should be done is shown here. I used the interceptor spawn to climb to altitude, to side climb a little bit. I'm at 6,000 meters. I'm leveling out. I'm observing my surrounding. And we're here on Sicily against the Germans and flavored with some Italians. Now, the huge difference between the Germans and the Italians is the handling. And to make it short, the reason why I shit on German flight models and German planes so much is their bad energy retention, their overall bad handling, controllability, and just the the problem when you have to deal with somebody that he can easily avoid your attacks and turn around to get you. This Focke-Wulf 190 demonstrates perfectly what is wrong with the Germans. You react a little bit too late. A Spitfire could still have gotten into a head-on, and yeah, G55S still would have had a chance to actually go out of the way. As high as the roll rate on the Focke-Wulfs is, the elevator is just medium bomber level. Medium bomber level. I cannot stop talking about how absolutely bad it is. This BF-109 here had a lot of luck because I am flying a P-47. And while I overall love the P-47, the armament, the ammunition, the look of it, the colors of the various different versions of it. We have the golden bolt, aka the Nazi bolt. We have the silver one from the Americans. There is a second one, but then we have this blue, hell blue, bright blue. Sorry about this. From the M version. Then we also have the brown Soviet one. They have all kinds of colors. They have one thing in common. I can make them work and I love them for that. They have style, the engine sounds right there, the additional armament in terms of bombs or rockets or bombs and rockets just make this also very versatile. For example, in ground forces, good energy retention, good top speed, overall very versatile and functional aircraft that just work. That is something that I really miss about certain other aircraft. So, just look at this, how long I could keep my speed. This G55S came out of a dive and I actually came out of a lower altitude. Do you know one class of planes that actually can pull that off as well? Yes, jets, where speed matters more than actually altitude, if you have an altitude difference of just a few hundred meters. And look at this, beautiful, beautiful. There is just no other word for that. That was just perfectly. I stalled him out. Now this might be also my opinion on the G55S, the premium version. It's a fantastic plane. It's like a B409 G2 without the shit handling. That's the summary of it. And that also makes it work. The weapons finally actually find their target. And look at this. I trusted my team. And I baited him. The first attack goes round, a little bit of negative, elevator to throw off his aim, et voila! C'est ça, a Spitfire kills him. So I immediately noticed that with Allied teams, and overall it's a much closer fight. Actually, the Allied side gets a bit ruffle-stumped currently. And the buff from the 50 cals actually made one prediction of mine that I had like a year ago come true. If the 50 cals would reliably work as they should, then a lot of the attack runs would not end in pure frustration and not damaging hits or sparks, but in success, and that would shift the balance of powers a bit more to the Allies side. But you know, then there are also the bombers. Now bombers also received a little bit of a buff with their 50 cals, also now performing really well. So it's a story that is not so easy to be told. Now remember, the first battle was around 5 minutes total when I went down, and it got 16,000 research points for a reckless play. And this could lead to a bad habit. I expected this guy to actually drop bombs, but I observed his planes, the outer pylons were still loaded. So yeah, there's that. That's my third kill, and that was a rather or less flawed gameplay. Actually 2 to 3 scenes were really nice, stalling out the G55 and killing him them. I have big difference pulling that off and Germans. Even, you know, if you have the energy, and so it's the controllability, it's the weapon systems that just are not the best in those situations where 50 cals show their true face. Now I always said that in theory 50 cals are really good weapons. The ammunition, the density, the rate of fire, the density of shells in the air, the range, the muzzle velocity, all those things are great. But it was always the damage output that was really lackluster. Now it feels great. A about the P-47M, it's a premium, and the question is this plane worth it? Now, I fully recommend tier 4 planes all the time. Why? Well, because they just allow you to also research jets without a penalty. Now, first of all, we have a lot of planes here. I have 9 premium planes in my premium lineup. First of all, the Focke-Wulf 190A8. Don't buy it, leave it aside, one of the worst planes in the game. It has style, it has firepower, but in fact it has so much firepower it literally can't fly. Then there is obviously the Spitfire LF Mark 9C. Fantastic plane, I recommend it, but on the other hand it's not unique, so you can fly that for free basically in the British tech tree as well. F7 F3 was a reward plane, fantastic plane, if you have it, fly it. Same goes for the A26 C45, I won it in an event, or an event marathon. Not so good overall, I have to say the tech tree version feels better. P-38K, I got my hands on this recently, and I have to say, I'm not quite sure about this. Fantastic handling, but it's missing a little bit. Richard Bong's P-38, same story, but much lower battle rating, so it's actually pretty good. And then we have 2 P-51s, the P-51D10 and the D-20NA. At the moment with the 50 cal buff, they could work, but I think the ultimate king, something relatively unique, is the P-47M-1-RE. Battle rating 5.3. It teaches you a lot of the stuff that you also have learned previously at lower tiers with the initial P-47Ds. So it's worth the money currently. Now it has been nerfed in the beginning when it came out, so it doesn't have that ultra fantastic top speed, but against Germans and Italians with their rather slow speed, it works really well, and also against Russians and so on. So here are the results. The Silverline income is a little bit on the low side for my taste. So for 3 kills and 1 kill assist, just 84,000 Silverlines and nearly 15,000 vehicle research points. So that's it for me today. I hope you enjoyed both battles. I hope you got a nice insight in both playstyles and how they can pay off. Don't think that this is granted. Those were a few lucky scenes right there, especially the first scene. Don't try this at home. This is just for professional noobs like me. And yeah, if you liked what you saw, please give this video a like, subscribe if you want to see more. Let me know in the comment section what you think about the current 50 cal buff. On which side do you stand? Do you think they're overpowered? Do you think they're still too weak? Or do you think they are right there where they should be? Or are the other nations' weapon systems, like for example the 20mm, underperforming still? So let me know. And with that, I will see you in the skies soon.